Hey, I'm Antonique Smith, and this is Speak Live Nation.
Hello and welcome to Speak Live Nation. I'm your host, Cedric Nettles. Last week, she released a beautiful, powerful new single named All We Really Have Is Now. And this song was very, very touching. It definitely spoke to me. And this young lady is a Grammy Nominated artist, and she is Antonique Smith. How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. Now, I want to go to this quote that I read about your music, and I'm just going to read this to the audience real quick. This timely song reminds you of what's important. We're all guilty of focusing on so much on what we want, what we don't yet have, or what happened in our past, that we don't appreciate the moment we have now. Now, I love speaking to an artist as yourself that speaks to life situations and speaks the truth. And ladies and gentlemen, in the audience, this is a true artist type song. If you're an artist, you need to hear this song. So, Antonique, I'm sure you're quite welcome. I'm sure you had a very interesting role to talk about to your Grammy nomination. So, I'd love to hear about it, and I'm sure the audience would too.
Yeah, it was quite a journey, actually. I started singing as a little girl. I was inspired by Whitney Houston. I'm from East Orange, New Jersey, like she was. And I was singing in church, singing everywhere. And I was singing first, and I was a teenager, and somebody heard me singing, and I ended up becoming an actress because she was an agent. She started sending me out to acting jobs, and that's how I did great on Broadway, and that's how I ended up playing Faith in Notorious. And once I played Faith in Notorious, it was like, you know how after Jamie Foxx played Ray, he was able to do his music, and after J-Lo played Selena, she was able to do her music. And shoot, even after Jennifer Hudson played Effie, she was able to do her music. So it made it possible for me to even meet the person that was going to make that possible. At that point, that's when I met my manager, Don Farmer. He is the owner of 923 Music Group, the label, and, you know, he pretty much is the visionary and behind everything, the marketing strategy, everything that we've been doing is his handiwork, and it's been a blessing. So he, helped me figure out what my sound was, what my message was, and then we put together a Kickstarter in 2012 before anybody knew what Kickstarter was. And I was scared, which is I did. I was a little nervous about that because I don't like asking people for money. I don't like asking for nothing, really, honestly. And so I wasn't necessarily looking forward to it. He was like, no, we can really do this. And so what actually ended up happening was we educated a lot of people on Kickstarter, like blogs, like alcoholic blogs picked up the story because they were like, what is this you're doing? Now everybody knows what it is, but at that point, nobody knew what it was. And so we ended up raising $50,000 in 30 days, and we started to work on some music, and he heard Hold It Wait a Minute in his head, and he made this incredible, like, edgy, it was like Yesterday and Today. It has that Aretha Franklin, James Brown, Today's 808, and we put this message to it. One of my Hold It Wait a Minute moments was the guy that I had been dating was using my money to go see another woman.
That's a technical file.
Hold on, wait a minute. Exactly. Right. So that became like the underlying, that's what we started with. But, once we really got into it, it was like, man, like, we're all going through Hold Wait a Minute moments. This Black Lives Matter and everything, all these horrible things going on over the country, that's all Hold Wait a Minute. So throughout the year, we performed the song everywhere, and people were just really responding to the very aggressive message. And then, last year, I was when they made the Grammy nomination, I was sitting on my bed, and it was at 11 o'clock that the whole Grammy list was going to come out. Everybody was nominated. And I was on my phone, I was refreshing the Grammy site, I'm refreshing the Grammy site, and my phone isn't working, and it's not going, and all I could see was what the years before nominations were, so I was like freaking out and getting upset, and then I started seeing stuff pop up on Twitter, so I was like, well, let me go see what's going on Twitter, and I really wasn't expecting to see anything. I was just going to see what was happening. And when I got to my Twitter feed, it said, congratulations, Grammy Nomination, this and that, like all these words.